Now deciding a man's fate. Rafael Castillo convicted of the 2020 murder of Nicole Perry.
Perry was attacked by Castillo with an axe and a machete at a home on the southwest side. The jury just started deliberations. However, earlier today, they heard testimony when the punishment phase began in a prison gang.
We're going to have
rain chances return as early as tomorrow evening. We'll time it out for you, let you know how long they'll hang around. We could even see some rain into next week. That forecast is coming up.
Live from KSAT 12, the news at noon starts right now.
And now to the latest in the midst of court. We talked about the guilty verdict that we read yesterday, deciding what comes next for Rafael Castillo.
He was convicted of murder in 2020 of Nicole Perry. She was attacked by Castillo, as we said, with an axe and machete at a home on the southwest side. The jury just started deliberations. However, earlier today, they heard testimony when the punishment phase began with a prison gang expert who was able to identify tattoos on Castillo being affiliated with the Mexican mafia. The jury is expected to sentence Castillo this afternoon. He's facing 5 to 99 years or life in prison.
Obviously, this is something we're covering very closely, so make sure to stay with us on air and online. Once we know the final sentence, Eric Hernandez will have a full report throughout the day.
In other news, a move forward for San Antonio police investigating a murder that happened earlier this year.
So they named a suspect many months ago. Now they made an arrest. As Katrina Weber reports, the man in custody, he's been in jail before.
A single phone call brought a whole team of police officers to the 1200 block of Paso Hondo on the morning of April 24th. They were responding to a call from a man who told them he found his roommate lying on a mattress dead from gunshot wounds. Police later identified the victim as 22-year-old Castor Troy Barnett, and it appears it wasn't long before they had an idea of who might be responsible. According to an arrest affidavit, police identified 28-year-old Tyrell Deshaun Jones, seen here in a 2019 mugshot, as a suspect. They got a warrant for his arrest in May and took him into custody yesterday. Police believe the two men knew each other. The affidavit says a big clue for investigators came from surveillance cameras all around the house. They say they showed Jones leaving through a back door with a gun still in his hand. Two witnesses also told police Jones was the only person in the home with Barnett at the time. Jail, it appears, has been a home away from home for Jones much of his adult life. Records show he has been arrested dozens of times since the age of 18, with more than 30 charges filed against him. This may be the most serious one yet. He faces a murder charge. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Now to an update on monkeypox cases here in Bexar County. As of today, San Antonio Metro Health reporting 20 people have contracted the monkeypox virus. This is an increase in cases since Friday. So if you want to see and keep up to date on all the positive cases in and around our community, the San Antonio Metro Health Department, they give a daily update Monday through Friday around 1 p.m. on sanantonio.gov/monkeypox.
Well, many Texans are about to see an increase in their monthly cell phone bill. That's because of a rate hike. The Public Utility Commission implemented the hike to replenish the Texas Universal Service Fund that helps about 4 million Texans in rural parts of the state obtain basic telecommunication services. 2 years ago, the fund started running out of money after the commission did not issue a rate increase. In order to make up for the shortfall, rural phone companies sued, and now cell phone companies are passing the cost onto their customer.
Now to the critical primary races in Wyoming and Alaska, all in the race for Alaska's House seat and, of course, the congressional race between Cheney. And we're going to be talking about that a lot. So in Alaska, we're going to be talking about that one, specifically Sarah Palin advancing to the general election. But in the Senate race, one of Trump's biggest critics, Lisa Murkowski, also advancing.
And in Wyoming, Congressman Liz Cheney was defeated in a landslide by Trump-backed opponent Harriet Hageman. Here's ABC's Rena Roy with the latest.
A crushing defeat for Representative Liz Cheney in Wyoming Tuesday.
Tonight, Harriet Hageman has received the most votes in this primary. She won. I called her to concede the race. This primary election is over. But now, the real work begins.
But the loss to Trump-backed Harriet Hageman came as no surprise. Cheney, the vice chair of the House January 6th committee, has been one of the former president's most outspoken Republican critics. Wyoming is the state Trump won by his biggest margin.
No House seat No office in this land is more important than the principles that we are all sworn to protect. And I well understood the potential political consequences of abiding by my duty.
Winner Harriet Hageman became the front runner when Donald Trump endorsed her. She once criticized the former president, but now repeats the lie that the 2020 election was stolen. And when she won, she thanked him.
We were all very grateful to President Trump.
Cheney saying she's considering a presidential run in an interview with NBC.
It is something that I'm thinking about, and I'll make a decision in the coming months.
Meantime, Alaska with two major races, another big Trump critic, Senator Lisa Murkowski, who voted to convict him in his impeachment trial, advancing on to the general election. Murkowski addressing voters before the polls closed.
I keep reminding folks, it's about us as Alaskans. It's not necessarily about party, but it's about us and Alaskans and our future.
Sarah Palin also moving forward in the race for Alaska's single House seat. She has been endorsed by Donald Trump. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Back here at home, job offers on the spot taking place at a hiring event right now as we speak. St. Luke's Baptist Hospital and the Medical Center and Resolute Health Hospital in New Braunfels are looking for nurses. Today's job fair is taking place at St. Luke's. It ends at 2 this afternoon. Full-time and part-time positions are available. A second job fair will be held tomorrow at Resolute Health Hospital in New Braunfels.
Well, the Texas Education Agency releasing grades this week for each school district across the Lone Star State, and that includes charter districts. 7 charter school districts in Bexar County receiving a rating. It's received an A rating out of the 25 charter schools in Bexar County. The other districts received a score of a D or F, which means their score was less than 70. According to the TEA, 1,195 districts and more than 8,000 campuses were rated based on their STAR test performances. Districts that received a low score will be spared from sanctions due to this being their first rating since before the pandemic. Some of the ones who received an A were the Greater Hearts, Texas, BASIN, Texas, and School of Science and Technology.
Well, preserving Mexican traditions is at the root of the dance classes at Guadalupe Academy. The academy opened in 1992 and hopes to continue promoting Mexican culture. They're enrolling for their fall classes right now. Tiffany Huertas gives us a look at the different skills students are learning and how special this is for them.
I've learned more about myself, more about my culture.
Gianna Puente has been dancing at the Guadalupe Academy for about 12 years.
The Guadalupe teaches us about like our culture, where we come from, our Mexican roots.
The Academy offers classes for all ages as young as 4 years old. Students learn social skills, problem-solving skills, and it builds their self-confidence.
It's all about preserving our culture, so we make certain that they learn about the culture behind the dances.
With vibrant costumes and accurate dance steps, these dancers tell the story of Mexico.
These dances from Jalisco are usually courtship dances. Today they're just the girls that are performing, but oftentimes the story behind it is about courtship.
The Academy offers classes on folklorico and flamenco dance, plus mariachi music.
We have opportunities to learn trumpet, violin, the armonía of the mariachi, which is the guitarra, the vihuela, the guitarrón, vocals, piano.
Gino Rivera with the center says these classes give students an opportunity to identify and develop their talents.
I feel as an ambassador of Mexico, this is our music. We have to do our best to continue this tradition, and what better place than the Guadalupe Cultural Arts Center.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
All right, a lot more to come here on the news at noon. We are just 10 days away from the KSAT Pigskin Classic. We're going to have a full preview of what you need to know.
And in the next half hour, a new breakfast item coming to Chick-fil-A's menu. Gotta stay for that.
Be sure to subscribe to our Solutionaries channel. We're just getting started.
There are food deserts all across America, in urban and rural areas. A food desert is a neighborhood where residents do not have access to fresh and nutritious fruits, vegetables, and meats. Instead of grocery stores and farmers markets, people here have corner marts, dollar stores, and gas stations. These sell mainly low-priced and low-quality processed foods. To make matters worse, many people don't have cars to get to grocery stores. The USDA found nearly 40 million people, or 13% of the population, live in a food desert. We looked at 6 cities across the country. Houston has nearly 100 food deserts. San Antonio, 70. Detroit with nearly 45. Orlando and Jacksonville have 40. Roanoke has 10. In each of these places, as many as 15% of households don't have a car. A Johns Hopkins study found these areas have lower levels of education, lower income, higher rates of unemployment, and they are disproportionately black. Attracting grocery stores to these areas is difficult because they typically don't produce profits, as residents here have less money to spend.
Solutionaries needs you to be part of the conversation. Your comments below will help us tackle new topics and track down solutions. And don't forget to subscribe.
And speaking of food deserts, tomorrow, Health Texas primary care doctors, they're going to be hosting a seniors farmers market with fresh produce vouchers at Health Texas Holy Cross Clinic. Health Texas is partnering with the San Antonio Food Bank from 9 a.m. to noon. Adults 64 and older will have access to seasonal produce, nutrition, and healthy eating tips. This event is free and on-site. Licensed insurance agents from United Healthcare will be there to answer any questions you may have about health insurance. Seniors are welcome to bring a friend and enjoy their free produce voucher while supplies last. The market is set to be on 590 North General McMullen.
Taking a look outside with live cam. It's 12:15 and it's 90 degrees. So I got really used to, Justin, those lower temperatures when there was rain scattered. Yeah. I'm not ready for it to be back here.
It was like 2 days. Now we're back to where we were, right?
It felt like a long time.
Those 2 days were amazing. And I think we're going to get some more days like that coming up, Courtney. I think we'll get some rain chances back in the forecast. But in the meantime, hot today and hot tomorrow for sure. The aquifer's holding steady. It's at 634 even. And in your pollen count, molds are still high, 1,410, but they've come down from where they were yesterday. We talk about those rain chances. Also, we look at the tropics. It's coming up.
Welcome back and happy Wednesday. So it's hot.
It's hot, yeah.
Kids are back to school, Justin. It's hot. It's already 90 degrees. Are we going to see rain anytime soon?
We could. I think as early as tomorrow evening, so there's some chances there. So yeah, it's hot, but the bulk of the forecast actually looks pretty nice. Kind of excited about it. We got some rain a little bit earlier this week. That was good. Wasn't enough though. We're at 5.44 for the year. It's still the driest start to a year we've ever seen since records have been kept. I mean, you look back at 2011, at this point we had 6.57 inches of rain. So we are way behind here. We got a big hole to dig out of. And I don't think it's going to happen all at once, but if we can get rain chances in here periodically, we can start chipping away at this. And as we look at our rain chances coming up, not much of one today, but tomorrow evening a 30% chance on Friday. And then I think we have some more opportunities down the line Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Something to watch. As we go outside for you, partly cloudy skies and 88 degrees at the airport. Dew point, though, 69. That's still very high. Makes it feel like 92 here in town. And the heat index is going to be an issue today. 91 right now in Pleasanton, 87 Hondo, 85 in Del Rio, 85 in Uvalde. A little closer look at Bexar County. Some places are already starting to jump into the 90s. And you'll see most of these locations jump into the 90s here within the next hour or so. 91 Stinson, 91 again, Pleasanton, 91 over there in New Braunfels. And you pair that with a dew point of 72, your feels like number's 98. We're already starting to see some heat indices close to 100. 95 is what it feels like in Seguin. Feels like 99 right now in Pleasanton. Port SA is not at 120. I can guarantee you that. But I do think that we'll get some heat indices up over 100 this afternoon. It'll feel like 104 in New Braunfels, 105 in Seguin, and perhaps 105 in Gonzales. This is around 5 o'clock today. So be careful out there. This heat is no joke. 96 degrees, 3 o'clock. We're up to 98 for a high today. Temperatures stay in the 90s throughout the evening before falling into the 80s. There is a very small chance for shower later today, but I don't think we get much of one at all. Here is the reason that we're a little bit optimistic. There's a weak frontal boundary to our north. This slowly, and I mean slowly, slides south. It should be here by tomorrow evening, and that's when we could start to see some showers and storms. In the meantime, it does show an isolated storm or two north of San Antonio this evening, but I don't think we see much. It's not until 5 o'clock tomorrow that we start to see some showers and storms blossom north of San Antonio. Most of tomorrow's quiet and hot. It's not until the evening and really nighttime hours that we start to see more showers and storms moving in. 30% chance, this is 10 p.m. tomorrow, that we see some of the storms. This weak frontal boundary doesn't necessarily move through. It doesn't cool us down, but it will be around again on Friday, which means we could see more chances of rain. Meantime, out in the tropics, we've got a system here, showers and storms associated with it. Still got to move across the land, but once it moves into the Gulf of Mexico, potential for development here, about a 20% chance. It's low, but what I want to watch with this is the chance for some of that tropical moisture to feed up into Texas and perhaps give us some better rain chances as we get into next week. So 98 degrees today, 99 Thursday, 30% chance of storms late tomorrow, another 30% chance on Friday, small chance Saturday, and right now we're going with a 20 to 30% chance Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. But a lot of that hinges on what happens there in the Gulf of Mexico, and we'll certainly keep you posted, guys.
All right, KSAT Pigskin Classic 2022 presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers. It is just 10 days away. Part of that big triple header at the Alamo Dome on August 27th will be the Steel Knights. So the Knights coming off a fantastic season. They finished 11-1. They ran the table in the regular season just like the Brennan Bears. In fact, that is who the Knights will be facing in the third game of the triple header. That starts at 7:30, like I said, August 27th. They're ranked 16th in the state in Class 6A by Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. Expected to be the team to beat again this year in District 27 6A with head coach David Sines welcoming back 13 starters. That includes 8 on offense, led by the quarterback Vincent Connor. More than 1,500 yards passing, 14 touchdowns. Running back Jaden Bailey, more than 1,000 yards rushing, and another 12 touchdowns. So we're very excited about this. If you want to get your KSAT Pigskin Classic tickets, go to any Las Palapas locations in San Antonio. Tickets are $15 each, and they are good for one or all 3 games. You'll also be able to buy tickets at the Alamo Dome beginning on Monday. If you have any questions, you can find all this information right now. Just head to KSAT.com. All right, time to talk basketball. Go Spurs, go. San Antonio Spurs signing free agent Alize Johnson, expanding the front court. So according to ESPN, the Spurs have agreed to a 1-year deal worth $2 million. 6'8", 26-year-old, most recently played for the New Orleans Pelicans. And he just played for 4 games. Also had stops in Washington, Chicago, Toronto, Brooklyn, and Indiana. Just 1 start and no more than 23 games with each team. And hey, while we're talking about the Spurs, a big day for the Spurs. They released their special home game schedule. San Antonio will be heading back to the Alamo Dome for one night, celebrating the team's 50th anniversary. The Spurs have announced the team will host 1 game at the Dome Friday, January 13th. Hopefully Friday the 13th isn't bad. So here's a good quote that they threw in there. With a capacity of more than 65,000 people for the Dome, the Spurs could break the attendance record for an NBA regular season game. And that is just one of the 4 special away home games. The team will also host 3 other games away from the AT&T Center. We have 1 in Mexico City on Saturday, December 17th, and then 2 in Austin. That's at the Moody Center, April 6th and April 8th. And just a reminder, the NBA will be releasing their full schedule today at 2 o'clock. We're going to have all of that and so much more coming up on the later shows. But back here at home, the Uvalde High School volleyball team, they played their season opener last night against Dilley. It was an emotional game, and it came down to the wire. Andrew Seeley was at the game and gives us an inside look.
Welcome to Uvalde High School Kitchen Gym for tonight's competition between the Dilley Lady Wolves and your Uvalde Lobos.
Great atmosphere inside the gym at Uvalde High School, where the Lobos waste no time taking control of this match. Lila De La Garza and Mia Garza help power the Lobos out to a 2-set lead in convincing fashion. But don't count Dilly out just yet. The Lady Wolves come all the way back to tie the match at 2 sets apiece, and we're going 5. Back and forth we go. Uvalde up 13-11. With the match in the balance, let's listen in. The Lobos secure victory on set point, winning their home opener 3-2. The girls all receive flowers after the win, but the most important thing, for Good Morning San Antonio, I'm Andrew Seeley.
All right, coming up, what NASA wants to do that hasn't happened in 50 years and who could be going on their next mission.
Plus, a typical couple, or seemingly typical couple, turned into spies. Why a judge feels their sentences are not enough. We're going to explain. Welcome back. What seemed like a typical suburban Maryland couple turned out to be spies looking to sell America's nuclear submarine secrets to a foreign country.
Yeah, both pled guilty, but a federal judge rejected their plea deals because she didn't feel like the sentences were long enough. ABC's M. Nguyen has more from Washington.
Jonathan Toby and his wife Diana retracted their guilty pleas for spying Tuesday after a federal judge objected to the length of prison time they would serve. Jonathan Toby was a former nuclear engineer with the Navy and his wife a school teacher. The Annapolis, Maryland couple arrested last year accused of attempting to sell secrets on nuclear submarines to a foreign government. Sources telling ABC News that country was Brazil.
If this had been Russia, if it had been China, they would have gladly taken this information and gained decades and saved billions of dollars on nuclear submarine technology.
The Tobys pleading guilty earlier this year to 1 count of conspiring to communicate restricted data. Jonathan Toby was facing life in prison before reaching an agreement with federal prosecutors to serve 12 to 17 years behind bars. His wife, 3 years. But U.S. District Judge Gina Groh rejected those deals, saying they were too lenient, that the suggested sentences failed to account for the grave harm the couple caused. At the time of his plea, Toby admitted he sent a package to a foreign government containing a sample of restricted data and instructions on how to receive more.
This couple spent years pulling together these documents. It was a long-term plan.
Toby also said he started communicating with an undercover FBI agent he believed was a foreign official. Federal investigators saying Toby even hid an SD card in half a peanut butter sandwich and placed it at a secret drop location in exchange for thousands of dollars in cryptocurrency. His wife acted as the lookout.
They were willing to sell it to this foreign country, all for cold cash.
The Tobys will have a chance to resubmit a new plea deal before they would go to trial, which for now is set for next January. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Now to Ukraine, where a Russian rocket has hit the Odessa region, injuring 4 people. This comes as the war between Russia and Ukraine continues on. Ukrainian officials say Russia attacked Odessa overnight with Kh-22 anti-ship missiles fired from strategic bombers. Officials say Russia has used those missiles to target land before. 4 civilians were injured and a fire broke out as a result.
NASA now wants to do something they haven't done in 50 years. They want to get humans back to the moon. This time, they want a woman and a person of color on the lunar surface by 2025. This all begins with one launch, the Artemis 1 Mega Moon rocket. It launches at the end of this month. The massive 322-foot tall spaceship slowly being rolled out onto the launch pad last night. Now, the launch is set for Monday, August 27th, with plans to go beyond the moon and then return to Earth. Now, there won't be anyone on board on this launch, but there will be 120 pounds of mementos, including toys, Apollo 11 items, and 3 mannequins.
Taking a live look outside with live cam, I feel like it even looks hot again. I don't know, maybe it's just because I walked outside today, but.
No, it does look hot. And this summer has kind of jaded us a little bit, I think. You know, temperatures are going to be in the upper 90s this afternoon. Question is, will we get to 100? We'll get close today. I think we could hit that number tomorrow. We're stuck at 58, by the way, and we're just one shy of tying the record for most 100-degree days. That was set back in 2009. if we don't get there, I don't think anyone would be that disappointed. But, at this point, we might as well just get the record, right? Get it out of the way. It's possible. Next couple of days, we'll keep an eye on that. The forecast site today here in San Antonio, 98 degrees. It's forecast to be 102 Waco, 101 in Dallas. So it is going to be hot across the state, with the exception being Amarillo. They're behind a frontal boundary, a little cooler up there, 77, and cooler out in El Paso, where they've been getting rain most of the day. Not here. We're not expecting any rain. And weather headlines, as we look at the time lapse here, you can see some of the clouds this morning. And we get partly cloudy skies now. The heat index with the humidity will be 100 plus today. Storms possible tomorrow evening. We're watching that during the evening hours and nighttime hours. And then in the tropics, we're still watching what's going on there in the Gulf. We'll have a complete update for you here in just a couple minutes.
Thank you, Justin. Well, COVID-19, hepatitis, monkeypox, the CDC says we should be better prepared for the next threat. With more, here's ABC's Faith Abube.
Pandemics, lockdowns, and breakouts. The nation has faced many threats lately. There's always a debate over whether we could have been better prepared. The CDC has created an America Rescue Plan to ensure we are better prepared for the next threat. There are more specialized experts to identify and monitor new threats. Healthcare staff are being trained to stop the spread of infections through Project First Line. There's now increased access to testing for emerging infections. The CDC is focused on preparing new health prevention tools. Make sure you do your part in controlling and preventing the spread of infections too. With this Medical Minute, I'm Faith Abube, ABC News.
Well, as students head back to school, teachers are staying behind. So many educators have left the profession that it's causing shortages in districts. The U.S. Education Secretary says schools are on the, quote, doorstep of crisis. Some schools in Florida are so desperate for help, their governor wants to recruit military veterans and others who don't even have education degrees to teach there. So why are educators leaving the field? Some experts say it's because of COVID-19. Education is also a demanding field with comparatively low pay. The Economic Policy Institute says last year, public school teachers made almost 24% less than other college graduates.
Still a lot more to come here on the news at noon. Chick-fil-A coming out with a new breakfast item. Something tasty, filling. Great start to the morning. We're going to explain in just a bit.
General Motors recalling thousands of cars. What's causing the recall and what models are being affected? We'll be back.
These are your top headlines from Cheddar News. President Biden signed the $750 billion Inflation Reduction Act into law on Tuesday. That marks a major victory for his administration and for Democrats ahead of the midterms. And the bill contains the largest climate investment in American history. And it also includes major changes to health policy. Meanwhile, Kraft Heinz has recalled more than 5,000 cases of wild cherry Capri Sun. The company believes a diluted cleaning solution could have contaminated the drink. Retailers have been told to remove the products with the best when used by date of June 25th, 2023. And Arizona and Nevada are facing more cuts in water consumption come January. That's as droughts dry the Colorado River down to historic lows this summer. Lake Mead, the largest reservoir in the country, now less than a quarter full. Officials are saying the West's water supply is now reaching a tipping point. And that's your Cheddar News Update. I'm Baker Machado coming to you from Cheddar Studios in Lower Manhattan.
Well, General Motors recalling hundreds of thousands of vehicles because of a seatbelt issue. So the recall applies to 2021 to 22 Canada Escalades, Chevrolet Suburbans, Tahoes, and GMC Yukons. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says there could be problems with the seatbelt buckles that are in the third row, meaning that 485,000 vehicles are part of this recall. Now, the car maker hasn't reported any accidents or injuries stemming from the issue. And Chick-fil-A beginning to test out a new breakfast item this week. It is the chorizo cheddar egg bite made of eggs, chorizo sausage, and cheddar and Monterey Jack cheese. Each order comes with 4 egg bites. The fast food chain says the bites will be baked in-house each morning. Chick-fil-A says this is its first new breakfast entree since the hash brown scramble bowl joined its menu back in 2017. The new item is in response to guests asking for more bite-sized, shareable breakfast options. They'll be offering a limited time beginning next Monday. 7 cities, most of them in the southern U.S. I'm sorry, guys, and none of them are Texas.
All right, so we just teased you.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry about it. All right, here's a quick feel-good story to make up for that. A Georgia community is celebrating a group of high school students for their quick action after a car accident. It happened after a woman was involved in a crash near a Georgia high school. A group of 16 and 17-year-old students driving to school saw what happened and jumped out to help. They had to pry the car's door open to get the woman out as smoke rose from the vehicle. The students have not seen that woman since the accident, but they hope she's doing okay.
That is amazing.
Yeah, good for them.
Absolutely. All right. The jokes are swarming. Wait for it. After a Canadian provincial leader swallowed a bee during a press conference, and it has the internet buzzing.
It's terrifying for me. But he's not the first leader to be bothered by bugs. CNN's Jeannie Moss reports.
Watch a bee make a beeline into the mouth of Ontario's premier.
It's coming from the health sector. Holy Christ. I just swallowed a bee. Holy Christ. I knew that little bugger. Oh.
Drown that sucker, but instead of being a buzzkill...
I'm good. He's down here buzzing around right now. He has a lot of real estate.
It livened up Premier Doug Ford's press conference.
Holy Christ. He's wedged in my throat. Sorry, guys. Little bugger got away in there.
Apparently, the only sting Ford felt was mockery. Doug Ford's bee created a parody Twitter account, and a fellow politician tweeted a photo of himself dressed as a bee to tease Ford. There was the inevitable remix.
Holy Christ, I just swallowed a bee.
Ford joins the ranks of politicians pestered in public by insects, like the one that trekked across President Trump's forehead and then receded into his hairline. Joe Biden and Mike Pence both served as landing strips for flies. President Obama famously nailed one.
Now, where were we?
But the guy who truly experienced what Ford felt was a reporter.
That led to Chris Wood's death.
The is that? That was a grasshopper.
Did you eat the grasshopper? No, I didn't. Spit it out immediately.
Not Doug Ford. He did show up a couple of days later with a prop.
Hold on. There, I finally got him. He's twice the size that he came in at, I'm telling you.
The actual bee Ford tried to fish out with a finger, lucky to avoid a stinger. Jeannie Moss, CNN, New York.
What a good sport.
This is well done. Oh my goodness. All right, taking a live look out at the Alamo City, 91 degrees. I see blue skies though, Justin, so I'm trying to be optimistic.
Yeah, you know, for a while we had a wasp living on our live cam. She left.
I remember that. It's terrifying.
A little bit. It's magnified.
She looked really big.
But yes, outside it is starting to warm up. 88 degrees so far today. 77 was the low this morning. Records are 104 and 66. Those will not be in jeopardy today. That was set back in 1943 and 1885. It is going to get hot again tomorrow before some rain chances creep back into the forecast. Another look at that 7-day coming up.
Welcome back. 12:46 this afternoon, and like you were saying, we're already past 90 degrees.
I know. Well, and you know, we had that those days of rain.
The whole 2 days.
Okay, I'm holding it in because I actually got rain. I don't want to brag about it, but I got rain a couple times, and so it's just, you know, I don't want to let it go yet.
I got like 6 raindrops, Justin.
It was incredible. I got a little more than that. Okay. A lot of people got much more than that. Mm-hmm. It was beautiful. Regardless if you had rain, we had clouds at least. Kept
yes, see?
So those clouds are gone. Now we're dealing with some big time heat. I want to take you back to 1956 though. This day in weather history, a lot of people ask this question: what is the lowest the aquifer has ever been? Well, since we've been measuring it, 612.5. That was back in 1956 in the midst of that drought. If you're just looking at your television screen, this is not today's reading. This was on this day in 1956. Today's reading's around 633. So we're in drought, and it's not a great number, but a lot better than what they were dealing with back then. Of course, that was before the aquifer was regulated. As we go and take a look outside now, 88 degrees at the airport. Feels like 92, so our heat index is going into the very high category at this point. And we're going to see that heat index continue to climb this afternoon. We've also got some cloud cover trying to build in. You go north of San Antonio, it's mostly sunny. You go south of town, it's partly cloudy. We'll see some of these fair weather clouds around. Don't think they'll produce any showers or storms. Very top of your screen, though, you see some clouds up there. Those may, but that all stays likely off to our north. A little closer look here. Temperatures 89 Helotes, 88 Port SA, 91 right now in Stinson, and 91 in New Braunfels. Heat index 99 Bulverde, 98 New Braunfels, 95 Seguin. This is what it feels like out there when you factor in the humidity. It is not 120 at Port SA. Boy, that'd be brutal. It's like the sensor's off a little bit there. A dew point trend today. We'll see dew points fall off into the 60s this afternoon. That's still enough, though, to generate that heat index of 100 to 103. A little higher as you go east. 103 Floresville, that feels like number 104 San Marcos, 102 Pleasanton. I think we'll consistently see those heat indices. Places like Cuero up above 105. That's some dangerous heat. Let's hope for some relief here, and I think we'll get some. This is a weak frontal boundary. It's barely moving, but it is going to push a little bit further south, I think, as we get into tomorrow. As it does, it should help to generate some showers and storms. Computer models continue to want to break out a few storms this afternoon, but I think, again, these are all north of us. It's not until tomorrow afternoon around, say, 5 p.m. that we start to see some activity shifting into some of our northern counties, 30% chance. And then by the evening and overnight hours, that's when we get a little better chance of rain here in town, a 30% here in San Antonio for, say, the 9-10 o'clock hour. And I want to talk about hurricane season here real quick, too. We're starting to move into that peak of the season. I think things are starting to heat up a little bit. The peak is September 10th, but we tend to see quite a bit of activity in late August. And as we look at the computer models, there is some activity starting to brew. We've been talking about this area here, which as it moves into the Gulf of Mexico will have a chance to develop, about a 20% chance. But also the models are indicating some of this activity out here in the Atlantic may start to get going over the next couple of weeks. Something to watch. We've only had 3 named storms. Danielle would be next in line, followed by Earl, Fiona, and Gaston, if you're keeping track. So our extended forecast, 99 tomorrow, 30% chance of storms late, 30% chance of storms on Friday as that front kind of hangs around. Cools us down just a little bit, 95. And then some chances of rain over the weekend. And maybe some tropical moisture, not necessarily a tropical storm or anything like that, but just some tropical moisture enhancing our rain chances early next week.
All right, thank you, Justin. That is a promising forecast.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Police investigating a break-in at pop star Mariah Carey's home. What arrests they've made and who may be involved.
Tuscan Grove has a program where they take all the top managers to Italy. Amber, pack your bags. What? You're going to Italy.
Allison Brie plays a restaurant manager on a corporate retreat that goes anything but expected in the rom-com Spin Me Round.
What roles do love and affection play in your life?
Where is this going?
Brie co-wrote the screenplay.
This is the 4th film that I've made with our director, Jeff Baina. Jeff came to me and said, you know, I have this other idea that I've been kicking around since we were last in Italy making The Little Hours. And about this Italian immersive management program. You seem so open-minded. Why does everyone keep telling me that? We just thought it was great fodder for comedy and a great chance to get together a hilarious ensemble and group of people and sort of see the way that they all react to the letdown that is this trip.
The movie was filmed on location during a lull in the pandemic.
They were just reopening travel into Italy and different parts of Europe. So it was a really special time to be there. We got to just experience Italy without a lot of tourists. It was truly like the opposite of the trip that our characters are having.
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Well, police are investigating a break-in at pop star Mariah Carey's home in Sandy Springs, Georgia, just outside of Atlanta. A Sandy Springs police sergeant indicated a gang may be involved. The sergeant there says there have been several other break-ins in the area recently, and according to Atlanta authorities, more than a dozen home invasions of celebrities have happened in the past year. Police arrested 4 suspected gang members last month that they believe are connected to these invasions.
There's a lot happening here on the news at noon and, of course, at SA Live.
Yeah, let's go to Jen and Fiona and see what's going on.
Well, I tell you, sugar and spice make everything nice. Get ready for another sweet show today.
Yes, Scooped Cookie Dough Bar is here, and we have Matt Weber, the owner, joining us. Now, you have some new party boxes that just dropped today, correct?
Absolutely, yep.
And we wanted to know what makes your edible cookie dough different from other edible cookie dough.
So all of our cookie dough is real cookie dough. You can actually bake it at home into real cookies, but we use pasteurized eggs and a special heat-treated flour that make it so you can eat it right out of the bowl.
Wow, how about that? I'm excited to try.
And speaking of sweets that you love, what candy did you kind of love as a kid, but was hard to eat? What was that?
Yes.
Let us know at SA Live KSAT on Facebook and Twitter. You may see your answer in the show.
Now on to some whiskey and whiskey pairings. Yes, Josh Sotelo joins us from Ranger Creek Brewing and Distilling, and there is a technique to use when you're tasting high-proof spirits, right?
Yes, you always want to sample it twice, once for an acclimation of your palate, and then always exhale out your mouth to kind of reduce that buildup of ethanol.
And we're going to tell you what we're going to pair with this whiskey. I'll give you a hint, it's something sweet.
Yes, all right, and 5 minutes, then you're out the door. We have some great makeup tips that will keep you looking fierce and not waste a second during your busy morning.
And healthy transformation, we'll chat about a local woman will let you know how CrossFit changed her life into a healthier lifestyle.
All that and more when SA Live continues in just a few.
All right, well, now let's look at the forecast. We're sitting at 90 right now, 98 this afternoon, 99 tomorrow. That chance of rain arrives late tomorrow evening and during the day on Friday. From there, we get some more rain chances, even going into next week.
All right. Justin Horn, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. That is it for us here on the News at Noon.
SA Live starts right now.
Today on SA Live, are you ready for the seasons to change? Scoop Cookie Dough Bar gives us a sample of their new fall menu.
You've heard about things that go together like burgers and fries, wine and cheese, but you'll never believe what we're going to be pairing donuts with.
A local woman changes her life one rep at a time. Hear how fitness saved her and how you can get started down a healthier path. It's today on SA Live.
Celebrate San Antonio. Coming to you live from historic Market Square. This is SA Live.
Oh, hello and happy Wednesday. We hope you brought your sweet tooth because it is a double dose of sweetness today. Not just me and Jen, the dessert. The desserts on the show. Yes, good afternoon. I'm Fiona Gorsuza.
I'm Jen Tobias-Chesky, and wow, that's a lot of sweets, right? And that got us thinking. Our social question today, what is that one candy that was hard to eat as a child, but you just loved it, but it was just difficult? Mm-hmm. Do you have one?
Sugar daddies.
Oh, yes.
Remember the little caramels?
Get stuck.
Yes, they would get stuck in your teeth, and I don't know how we didn't lose teeth.
Yeah, exactly.
What about you?
Mine are these here. Look, I had to show a picture. If y'all remember these, my grandma Tobias always had these in a bowl, and then those caramel cubes wrapped in plastic. You just kind of, yeah. Anyway, it all got stuck in there. Can't be good for you, but it was so good. So we want to know today, what was that candy for you? Let us know on our Facebook or Twitter page, and we may share them a little later on the show. You can find it by going to @SA Live KSAT.
Yes. All right. Well, Scoop Cookie Dough Bar started here in the Alamo City, and they have popped up across the country, and now their menu is growing as well.
Yes, so good. I checked out how they're helping people wake up before they dodo. Take a look. Today on SA Live, we take you to Scooped Cookie Dough Bar in Bracken Village to get a sample of their new fall flavors.
We absolutely love it out here. We've got a lot going on. We've got a huge space out here. We're in a house out here in Bracken Village. And so we've taken the space and we've used it all up. So we're coming up with all of our new cookie dough flavors for the fall. we have our s'mores, we have pumpkin ginger, we have our lemon pie, so many new flavors coming out. But we also do all of our food here too. So we're also a cafe. So we do panini sandwiches, which we have new ones coming out for the fall. And then we do brunch on the weekends too.
Now, cookie dough bar, where did this concept come from?
So it came from our family. So I love cookie dough. We make cookie dough at home every weekend. We play games with our families and we put a big bowl of raw cookie dough out on the bowl and we eat it right out of the bowl. And we decided to share that with everybody else and started making cookie dough flavors, and we launched it here right in San Antonio 4 years ago. Chocolate chip is definitely the most popular. It's what people are used to, but we have tons of other flavors that people love too, especially our Mexican hot chocolate is a big one. It's a little spicy, it's got some cayenne in it, so it's a pretty fun one.
The family-owned business takes a lot of pride in their cookie dough making skills, all of it made in-house here in Bracken Village, but they also ship it across the country. That's a lot of cookie dough. Now time to get a taste of the brunch menu.
All right, so we've got a little bit of everything. Let's start, of course, we start with dessert first here. So we have all of our cookie doughs. We have some of our seasonal favorites. We have our Animal Party, which has animal cookies in it, our caramel pecan, our s'mores. We have our pumpkin pie, which is, again, my favorite. I think I'm gonna eat that one when we're done. And then we have our mint chocolate chip too. So start with dessert. You can eat that here first and then jump into the real food. We love making food from scratch, really healthy, exciting things for people. So our chef actually makes homemade soups every week. So this is a Tuscan kale with tortellini, which is fantastic.
That looks amazing.
Of course, we have our pancakes. So we do all-you-can-eat pancakes all weekend long. So I think the most anybody's ever eaten so far, I think, is 10 of them.
Wow, I was
so
gonna ask you.
Feel free to come in and challenge the record. If you can eat 10 of these pancakes, it's pretty impressive. Yes.
Right? Oh, wow.
And then we have all of our sandwiches, of course. So we make all fresh paninis here. We have our, let's start over here with our chicken bacon club. We have a country ham and peach.
And tell me about that one.
So that one we use a fresh peach jam and then slices of ham and cheese. During our brunch also we do fresh chef omelets too. So anything you like on them. Then pick yourself up during the week. We just started our Red Bull fusions. So this is a little kick of energy here. You have a Red Bull and then we mix in different syrup. So of course we'll do coffee. We're actually starting a smoothie bar as well.
What?
So come in, grab a fresh smoothie too. So.
Okay, so the best way if you're planning brunch here, do you have any suggestions for people?
Come in early. So we typically hit our busy time around 11 a.m. Okay. 11 to 12 is really busy. We open at 10 a.m. So come on in early, grab a table, and save your spot.
And come hungry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that was delicious, and you're in luck because there's so much more for you to see and taste.
Oh, well, we're joined live in the studio by Matt Weber, owner of Scooped Cookie Dough Bar, and he's here with the real star of the show, of course, the cookie dough. All right. Okay, so you actually have cookie dough classes?
We do. You come out with a group of your mom friends, your kids, birthday parties, and we teach you how to make the cookie dough right there in the store.
I would have loved that in college.
So exciting, and you have that set up for Fiona and I right now, right? So what is Fiona? Fiona's going to make.
How do we not break anything? Okay, what am I starting?
Fiona is making our seasonal s'mores flavor. So she's going to finish it off here. She's got our chocolate chips and spices. Yep, dump it all in. We've got the mini marshmallows and walnuts there as well.
Do you come up with these recipes, Matt?
I developed most of them to start off. We started off with about 15 flavors, and now we have over 30 flavors available. So we just keep making up new ones as we go. So look at that. She's got the magic there coming right out.
There we go.
That's got marshmallow bits and marshmallow cream inside it.
I know, it smells amazing.
So good.
As it walks up this way. Yes, okay.
And so this one is also a fall favorite.
Yeah, so that's our pumpkin pie. It tastes exactly like a bite of fresh pumpkin pie.
All right, I'm just throw it all in.
Yep, so you're gonna finish that one off too. Pour it in.
Try not to make a mess like I did yesterday, if you were watching. Okay, let's see.
So now we're talking fall flavors, but what are some of your more popular flavors?
So our most popular is definitely our chocolate chip. That's what everybody knows and loves. But we have things like I mentioned, the Mexican hot chocolate is amazing. It's got a little bit of cayenne in it, so it's got a little bit of spice in your cookie dough. So we're gonna raise it right up. and then we're gonna stir it.
There we go. Again, on the lowest level, so we don't have a.
And let's get your chocolate chips in there as well.
Yep.
So yeah, so our family actually started out making this at home. So we made it just like this. We put the bowl right in the middle of the table.
That's
and
how it
ate
started.
It right out of the bowl.
Oh my gosh!
So,
and what's next for you guys?
We are actually opening a retail store back in Chicago again. So COVID kind of shut us down. We adjusted. We did a lot of our delivery locations. And now we're trying to get back into our retail stores again. So there you go. You've got your fresh pumpkin right there.
Oh, you already scooped it?
Yeah, she's got it ready to go.
Look at her.
Ready to go?
Okay.
There we go. There we go. And you have party boxes for folks.
We do. So this actually launched just today. We wanted to get something ready for all the sporting events, school events, parties, everything. So you can actually grab this box right in the store. We'll prepare it with the different flavors, and you've got 24 different bites here. Just put it out on the table, and everybody enjoys it.
And so when you do the classes, what cookie dough can they make?
So in our cookie dough classes, you can actually make any of the flavors that you want. So if you call ahead, if you have a favorite flavor, we'll make it for you. And then you also make some of our different desserts too. We have cookie dough Rice Krispie treats. We have pretzel sticks with cookie dough. So you'll make anything that you want.
Cookie dough Rice Krispie treats?
Yeah,
you didn't show me that when I was there.
Fantastic.
Oh wow, that sounds amazing. And also, I love the setting out there. If someone wants to have a baby shower or anything like that, they can do that there,
Yeah,
right?
we do all kinds of events. Bracken Village is beautiful. We've got a whole house there that we make our cookie dough in, and you can come out, reserve the spot, and have a little party.
So do you have, say, a couple of favorites, or is it hard to choose?
I would definitely say chocolate chip is probably still my favorite. I love it. That's what we made all the time at home. I still make it on the weekends at home. I don't even bring home scoop. I'll make it right in the mixer at home and eat it right out of the bowl still.
And so do you have a candy that you ate as a kid that was challenging to eat?
I was saying frozen big hunks. Those are my favorite. They're so amazing.
painful, though.
And they break your jaw, but they're so good.
Okay. All right. Well, of course, you can sign up online for a cookie dough making class with Scooped Cookie Dough Bar.
Yes, and for those that don't know, you make everything in-house and then it goes everywhere, right?
We do.
You ship
We
it-
make everything right in our San Antonio location right here, and then we ship it out to 46 locations now across the country.
Isn't that amazing? It started here. And if someone wants to go to brunch, again, what do they need to know? Because those
You can
pancakes.
call ahead. We don't do reservations, but we have plenty of seating. We have indoor and outdoor seating. It's a beautiful spot to just hang out, bring the kids, and enjoy a nice brunch.
All right. Again, you can sign up, of course, for their cookie dough making classes. We have a link on our website. Just go to salive.com, click on the Ask the on SA Live tab, or just snap that QR code on your screen. Thank you so much.
Still ahead on SA Live, it's a match made in heaven. Donuts found a new companion and they're coming together at a one-of-a-kind event here in town.
But first, 5 minutes and you're out the door. We've got makeup tips to keep you looking fierce and not waste a second during your busy mornings.